spicy decks of the week, where we look at all the cool, crazy decks that had success either in tournament or on ladder by reaching King of Games or by going on some kind of a win streak. Leading off, we have a new deck from the new character that just came out. Well, I guess the deck's been in the game for a little while now, but it just got support in form of a new skill and a new card to go with the Malefic Deck from Paradox. So first off, let's go over the new skill, Territory of Malice. So you return one Malefic card from your hand to your deck, then you can add a Malefic territory from your deck to hand, and you get to put a Malefic world at the bottom of your deck. Now, Malefic Territory is a spell card, a continuous, that's going to allow you to activate Malefic world straight from your deck to the field. Of course, the Malefics need a field spell on the board in order to be able to survive on the field, in order to summon them. In particular, the new Malefic monster absolutely needs it. But Malefic Territory is also going to protect your field spell by making it so that your opponent cannot target it with effects, so your opponent cannot MST or Cosmic Cyclone it, which is going to obviously be huge for protecting your Malefic monsters and allowing them to be on the field. We also got a new monster in the Malefic Paradigm Dragon. It's a level 10, 4,000 attack point Malefic that you can only special summon by banishing a Malefic monster from your extra deck. It needs Malefic World on the field in order for it to survive, and once per turn you can send a Malefic card from your deck to the graveyard to return a banished level 8 Synchro monster to the extra deck, and then you can special summon it to the field. You can only attack with Malefic monsters for the rest of this turn, so it gives you a great way to be able to OTK your opponent. 4,000 attack points, obviously one hit can take your opponent down with it, but it's a really nice card to also be able to bring back your Malefic monsters, and it just create a really tough scenario for your opponent with it. We have a lot of the old support cards in here as well. Malefic Stardust Dragon as a 3 of. We also have 3 of the Malefic Paradox gear, 1 Malefic Truth Dragon, and 3 Malefic Parallel gear. This, of course, is your tuner that's going to allow you to Synchro Summon into the Malefic Paradox Dragon. We also have the 1 Malefic Territory, 1 Malefic Selector, 2 Bottomless Trap Hole, 2 Compulsory Escape Device. Each player chooses 1 monster they control, and they shuffle into the deck. This is great because you're obviously going to be able to bring out like your little Malefic gear pretty easily as just sort of a card that sits there. And instead of going for the Synchro Summon, you can use the Escape Device to make your opponent shuffle cards into their deck, which can be pretty devastating. So we also have 3 Canadia to round out the main deck. In the extra deck, we have 1 Rudy Rose Dragon, 1 Stardust Dragon, 2 Malefic Paradox Dragon, 1 Galaxy Eyes Full Armor Photon Dragon, 1 Galaxy Eyes Cypher Dragon, and 1 number 68 Sanaphon the Sky Prison. Next up, we have a Star Warrock deck. I think I've covered some similar decks to this before. This one's kind of interesting, though, and I think I'm going to actually take this deck and maybe tinker with it a little bit and try some things out. But we're basically combining the the Star monsters along with just a small little Warrock engine that actually has quite a bit of synergy to it, right? So if you don't know, the 2 Star monsters, they're both level 5s. One's a light, one's an earth. One with 2,100 attack points, and basically if your opponent controls a monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing, and it'll let you special summon another level 5 warrior from your hand. Particularly, you can then bring out the other Star monster, Kaiki, and with these 2 on the field, you can pay 500 life points to fusion summon into Idaten the Conqueror Star. When you fusion summon into this thing, you get to add a warrior from your deck to hand, so you're replenishing the cost of cards that you're losing going into this thing, and also it's a 3,000 attack point monster, so it's fairly good to be able to summon this thing to the board, especially when you can follow up with other Warrock monsters as well. So you're running the Warrock Gokdos, which is going to be able to special summon it to the field when you summon your other Earth monsters to the board. We also have easy ways to access the Warrock Meteor Dragon as a result of this as well, so easy to be able to special summon these things to the board. We're also running triple polymerization in here. I don't know if we actually need the polymerization because you should be able to just fusion summon using the Kaiki itself, so you probably don't even need to run a poly, which is why I kind of want to play with this deck at some point and see what we can do with it. Nonetheless, though, they are in here, though, along with a few other cards as well. So we have 3 so Mind Scan is our skill, and we have 3 Warrock Meteor Dragon, 3 Kaiki to Unity Star, 3 Hayate to Earth Star, 3 Warrock Gatos, 2 MST, 3 Polymerization, and 3 Compulsory Evacuation Device. In the extra deck, we have 3 Idaten the Conqueror Star, and that's really the only thing we use. The other monsters we don't use at all, which means I guess we could find room for Super Poly in here probably, and just put some random generic Super Poly targets in here. That's again why I say I want to try playing with this deck a little bit, because I think there's some cool ideas you could do with this that I really want to dig into at some point. But beyond that, let's get into the next list. We have a Cyber Dragon deck now. Now, Cyber Dragon is a deck that hasn't been having too much success lately on the ladder. They've obviously gone through a lot of hits on the ban list over time. However, though, we see another player reaching King of Games with this month with a different idea than what we've seen in the past, right? So our skill Cyber Style Evolution is going to, at the beginning of a duel, of course, add Cyber Emergency, a Power Bond to the bottom of our deck. However, though, 2 times per duel, we can select a Cyber Dragon on our field and change it to level 5. This is going to make it so we have easy access to rank 5s through our deck, because we can easily special summon Cyber Dragon or the Super Quantum Red Layer to the board, and then follow up with a little Cyber Dragon monster who counts as Cydra, and then use the skill to go into a rank 5 monster. Super Quantum basically just acts as an additional copy of Cyber Dragon, so instead of having 3, you have 6 level 5 monsters that you can special summon to the board turn 1 very easily. So you also are running 1 copy of the Super Quantum Mech Beast Magna Liger. I have trouble pronouncing his name, but it's the level 5 Fire XYZ monster that goes with the Super Quants. Very powerful card. You can detach 1 material, target a monster on the board, and destroy it. And if you have Red Layer as a material, you can do it during either player's turn. And the author of this deck left a little note here that says, of course, you can return it to the decks with Super Quant Red Layer's effect. So you can basically just keep recycling it and reusing the same XYZ monster, which is really effective. Of course, you also have Cyber Dragon Nova in here too, which can help you get up to big old attack points to finish off your opponent. So lots of cool little things going with this deck. Getting into the list, we have 3 Cyber Dragon, 3 Super Quant Red Layer, 3 Cyber Dragon Veer, 3 Cyber Dragon Core, 3 Cyber Dragon Naxter, 3 Book of Moon, 1 Cyber Load Fusion, 1 Cybernetic Overflow, and we have 1 Cyber End Dragon. You can, the author also said you could play Barbaroid instead of this. He just wanted to because you want to feel more Xane, but we also have 2 Chimera Tech Rampage Dragon, 1 Super Quantum Med Beast Magna Liger, 2 Cyber Dragon Nova, and then the 1 Aegis Keeper of Armageddon. And then the last deck we have is a fish deck. Now, we talked about a similar fish deck last week using Rescue Rabbit and normal monsters. This one, though, we're using the more traditional fish engine with it, and I really like a couple of things that we're doing with this deck. So, first and foremost, Twins Together is our skill. Now, the main thing about Twins Together is if you have 2 level 3 to 5 waters on the board, you can send them back to your deck, play 2 water monsters from outside of your deck to the board, and then you get an XYZ into a level 5 monster if you want to, using those 2 level 4s as material. So it basically gives you access to this monster called number 94 Crystal Zero, which during either player's turn, you can detach from it and have the attack points of 1 monster on the field. But then you can XYZ summon into another one, the Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer, which you can XYZ using the number 94 as material. And then this card on the field, if it would be destroyed, you can detach from it instead, so it has some built-in protection in there, and it can also negate your opponent's monster's effects. So, very powerful card here. And then we're adding on to this too by running a Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. So really cool little strategy here, being able to summon these monsters to find a use for them. But this deck kind of works out better than the Rescue Rabbit deck that we talked about last week did, because Buzzsaw Shark is just so much better. You don't need to run the normal monsters with it. Buzzsaw Shark is a great card on its own, and you have 3 ways to search out with Bew Tuneful Princess. So we basically have 6 copies of this great 1-card starter that turns that's a 1-card XYZ maker, right? 3 Buzzsaw Shark, and you basically have like 6 copies of it in your deck. Now, we only need to run 2 other monsters alongside this. Usually, if you're running this deck, you're going to have like 9 or 10 or maybe even 11 monsters in your deck, so you can run additional copies of Silent Angler, sometimes Lantern Shark. But with our Twins Together skill, since it's going to shuffle our monsters back into the deck, we only need to run 1 copy of this. So we can max out on our extra tech cards. We only need to run 8 monsters with this deck, and then we can run 12 additional cards that are either back row cards or anti-back row cards, things like that. So Twins Together is our skill, as I mentioned. We have the 1 Lantern Shark, 3 Buzzsaw Shark, 1 Silent Angler, 3 Bew Tuneful Princess, and then here's where we have room for all the tech cards. 3 Book of Moon, 3 Forbidden Lance, 3 Compulsory Evacuation Device, 1 Trap Tricks Trap Hole Nightmare, and 2 Void Trap Hole. I also want to highlight these 2 cards. They're seeing a lot more play right now than they have in the past, and for good reason. Being able to negate your opponent's monster's effects, completely negate your opponent's summons are really powerful things here. And being able to just shut down your opponent's effects, unlike a card like Bottomless, which can still allow effects that trigger on the field to go off. These things can be really, really nice for doing that, especially when you have things like Rose Dragon running around right now, which, blow up the field with things like Black Rose Dragon. Trap Trick Trap Hole, being able to negate that effect is extremely powerful. Getting the extra deck, we have the 2 Full Armored Crystal Zero Lancer, 2 number 94 Crystal Zero, the 1 Gaia Dragon, and then another really neat thing that I like about this deck is that we're running the Super Quantum Mech King Great Magnus along with the number 27 Dreadnought Dreadnoid. So if you're able to run over an opponent's monster by battle with your rank 4 monster here, you gotta go into the super powerful rank 12 with a ton of attack points and the ability to pop your opponent's cards during their turn, during either turn. Super great monster to be able to go into, and just gives this deck another level of power that it didn't have before. So guys, that's the end of the video. Let me know in the comment section if there's any of these videos you would like to see me do a full deck profile on. I have an Orgoth video coming out this week. We'll see when the new box comes out. If it does, we have a new box this week, we'll be putting out videos on that new box, so we'll see you in the next couple days if that has happened. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel. Thank you so much and have a wonderful rest of the day.